Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. We are on day 4 of the tantalizing Tabletoppers tour. But first, before we do any tour stuff, look what came in the mail. These are the quilts from the book. Yes, look. So what I'm going to do is open it up, and today through Tuesday I will do several of the quilts, but first we just have to put one on the wall. So let me just open. They always do such a nice job. They got a nice ribbon on there. Okay, let me grab one. I'm going to grab this one because I know from what the backing is what this one is, and we'll just put it up on the wall. So as we're talking, we have something up there with Norm. Norm is up there because I need to quilt him for the big adventure, but I haven't done that yet. So here we go. Here is one, and we will just have this to enjoy while we're talking. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, honestly, I don't remember the names of everything. I have to go and look them up. So, but this is the one. This is the same one that Andy did on the tour. So you already saw it done up in Andy's fabric. So I'm going to leave that there, but I will hold it up close so that you can see how I did mine in a little bit. Okay, so for today's tour, we have 2 awesome stops. I know they're all awesome, but they really, really are. Now, I don't know who is sewing for the first stop, and that is Orophil Thread. So a bunch of them sew there, and so it could be Hillary, it could be Aaron, who knows. So when you go over there, you'll find out. But Orophil Thread is an Italian thread company, and they are my buddies. I met them many years ago. The president of Orophil USA is Elena Gregati, and her father owns the corporate Orophil, which does threads for industry, for bedding, all different kinds of threads. And Elena and Alex Veronelli, I think he's probably the VP of marketing, they came up with an idea that presented to her father many years ago as a business. They wanted to develop cotton threads, beautiful, strong, very low lint cotton, because of course cotton's linty, but low lint cotton thread for quilt makers. And so they presented this idea probably about 18 years ago now and developed the company. And so it is quite amazing. Elena's husband works for the company, also in the manufacturing area. So I met them via the internet. The internet is a beautiful place. Alex, I was in a community, an online community, and I had built a quilt group there, and Alex had sort of shown up for the quilt group, and then he sent me a message and introduced himself and said he worked for a thread company, and could he send me some thread to try? And I'm like, sure. This is a long time ago, about the time they started their business. And so he sent me an entire box of like all their colors. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous Orophil thread. Of course, that's what I use. I gotta hold one up. Of course, there we go. This is the regular size spool. Then they have the small spools. But anyway, that is where I met them and started working with them. I have thread kits. I've done projects like the Designer of the Month I did for 10 years. For 10 years, I hosted a year-long event interviewing designers. That's where Carolina Asmussen was part of when I broke my wrist. So it is a long, wonderful, rich friendship that I have with them. We're family, we really are. And so you're gonna have fun because they always do an amazing post when they do posts, and they do a lot of educational posts. So if you are not getting their email or their feed from their blog, you really should look into that, because you can learn a lot about thread and see a lot of amazing artists and quilt makers who use the thread, and they showcase their work. So it is quite inspirational. So you're missing out if you aren't over there checking out the Orophil Thread information. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram and all the other regular places. The second stop for today, you will go to my buddy Pam Vieira McGinnis, who is also known as Pam Kitty Morning. Somehow she got the nickname Pam Kitty Morning because Pam loves vintagey things, vintage kittens. There's a big thing for her, which is where the kitten come from. She loves red, everything red, and red polka dots. You can ask her about the shade of red polka dots. It has to be just so. And I'm going to show you a few pictures here while we're talking. But Pam loves to create a lot of smaller projects. She will do bags, pin cushions, small quilts. And for many years, she was a fabric designer and had fabrics with these kitties on them, which a lot of you might still have in your stash. So if you have a vintagey fabric with these kind of darling kitty cats on them, look and see if they're by Pam Kitty Morning. So you want to also follow Pam because she is always sharing really sweet projects, a lot of really good inspiration. And so there you go. This is where you need to be. All of my friends. Now we had 4 stops that you have. If you've missed the last 4, of course we've had 7 stops, but the last 4 stops. So I'm going to show you their projects here in case you didn't get there yet. So you can go a little bit deeper and see more about it. Carolina Asmussen, the stripes. Oh my goodness, the stripes. I just want to make that quilt now and do one with stripes just like hers. Then Jane Davidson she used the French General fabric, which we both have a love for. She has a huge bin of it saved. I have a huge amount. You know, we just hoard the French General fabric. But did you notice a little rickrack? She did a close-up photo over at her website about how she tucked that rickrack in there. Becky Thompson at Power Tools. She gave you a whole demo on how to embroider the name on the placemats. Isn't that awesome? Such a great job. And then Bev McCulloch at Flamingo Toes. She used her new fabric line Enchanted Meadow, and it was just such a gorgeous project. It looks so different than mine that I thought that was amazing to see how just the fabric changes go. Okay. Let's take a look at a few quilts. And will I remember the names? No. So will I look them up? No, that'll take too much time. So it's just, I just don't remember, I just don't memorize the names. I'm thinking, can I guess? This one's called You Pick. This one that's up on the wall. That's the name of that one. So let's see what's on top here. These just came back. Okay, so this one's a table runner. And here we go. Ta-da! And that one has a little bit of applique on it and the friendship stars. Now, if you are allergic to applique, you of course can just leave off those ends and you could just use a pretty fabric on there instead, or you could make it a little bit longer. That's the one nice thing. As you saw with Bonnie Hunter's, she made hers a little bit longer because the sideboard that she was putting it on, her vintage sideboard, it just needed a little bit more length. So most of these can be expanded like that, super easy. So there we go. Let's do another one. What do I have in here? Okay, here we go. Oh, this is the one that Jane did. Isn't that fabulous? I know. I have not seen these in months and months and months. They've just came back just before I started filming this. Greg walked in with this huge stack. He says, more quilts. So I just want to see this is the quilting that's on it. And who quilted this one for me? This one was quilted by Cindy and Dennis Dickinson. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? So cool. Cindy did such a nice job on everything. All my long armors do a nice job, but Cindy just had a touch. I miss her terribly. Cindy is my friend that passed away from pancreatic cancer last year. So it's really bittersweet to, be able to still have her work, but wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's do one more for today, and then we'll do more tomorrow. This is so fun. It's like Christmas. Okay, well, I have to go look up the name of this one. Sorry. I know, you'd think I would know all the names, but I just don't. The last one I showed you, you probably know the names because you just saw them. That was Breakfast Club. So this last one I'll show you today is Winter Bliss. Now this is a little bit bigger one, and I like that because if you have a table topper that, like a tablecloth, you could put the table topper over it. So you could have like a solid tablecloth and then put this on top for added color and beauty and decorate on it. So you don't have to make something so big that it covers your whole table. Table runners, small squares, these bigger squares. This is also great for a wall hanging. And if you love it so much, you could do it in repeat. Sure you can. So you can see a little bit of the quilting Cindy did on this one. You can see that chain sort of effect through there. Really neat. Now I do have to tell you one story before we do a mail call. This quilt here, which is You Pick It, that's the one. That's the top that was lost. During the making of this quilt, I shipped it and it said it was delivered and it wasn't there. So we don't know, ever really found out what happened. It's, you get to the point where they say it's delivered, it wasn't on the front porch, and so either it got misdelivered or was stolen or something happened along the way and it never actually really made it there. But that's the one I had to remake. And I just want to show you, luckily I still had all the fabric. I loved using the polka dot in here. See that polka dot? That was probably my favorite part of working with this one, is the polka dot. And I just really love these fabrics, but very, very fun. Okay. Also remember to enter for the koala chair giveaway that Koala Studios is doing. Mine is down here under under the stack of quilts that I just showed you. Let me see if I can, there it is. There's my chair doing multiple jobs right now. It's nice and sturdy for that. Okay, let me do a little mail call. First, the Virginia Quilt Museum, I just wanted to show you this beautiful card that they sent me for helping them with the community give, for promoting the charity day that so many of you contributed to keeping the museum running. That was just awesome. Okay, then I have a cute card from Sue in Ohio. Look how sweet that is. Could turn that into applique. Look at that little birdie. But she sent me some more of the squares of the horse fabric that she had. So this is awesome. So I can really work on that quilt and mix and match. There's a couple of different pieces. Whoops, here's one with the barns. So I really have to do that this year for my sweet little great niece. Thank you, Sue. Mwah. And I have quite a few things to show you here from Judy in Texas. So first of all, she sent me some bluebonnet fabric. So the best of Texas. There we go. See that? Look on the edge. This is going to be really great for my salvage quilt. And then there were some little birds. So a lot of the states, or just different areas of state, might run a shop hop or some sort of event, and they can get custom fabrics made. So that's sort of really cool. They work with manufacturers. Then she sent me a few others from one of her projects that she was doing along with me. Then she sent me some goodies. So yummy, yummy, yummy. I love gummy bears. And these I've never had before, so I had to open them already. They're red licorice, which I love red licorice. And they're from the Jelly Belly, the Jelly Bean Company. And look at them. Look how cute they are. See, Pam would love this. Now I'm going to have to find some of these and send them to Pam. Pam Kitty Morning, you need some of these. She found me a yummy Godiva chocolate and this card. Oh my goodness. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Yes, this is so much fun. And included was some coffee. Thank you, Judy. And I can put it in my Texas mug. The Yellow Rose of Texas. This is so neat. Now I have several mugs from your states. Isn't that cool? I just love it. I love roses. I love yellow, actually. Yellow was my very first favorite color. Okay, we had a lot of fun here. I am just so excited to have these quilts. And here, I'll hold this one up again. Ta-da! Just really fun to get them all back and see them and share them with you in person. Yeah. Have fun today visiting Orophil, and be sure you sign up for their newsletter because you will not regret it. You get so much good information, and then follow Pam because she's got a darling things and you will be inspired every day. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.